Not long ago, I was in this kind of classroom with these teachers from around the world, and they were talking about some of the world's problems and how we might solve them. Everything started off great, but then I remember starting to feel uncomfortable. Two people, an Arab woman and a Jewish man, started arguing about how to find a solution, and some people started to get frustrated. I thought, this isn't what's supposed to happen. There was this pressure. It was like there was a growing cloud in the room, and some of us were having a hard time hearing, or even seeing each other. It was one of those times when you get serious butterflies in your stomach, when tempers can explode, where people can turn on one another in anger. It's kind of scary when that happens. There's something I really need to know. Then, I remember someone talking about stopping, chilling out, and looking for the third side. Like when I take a break from a math problem, but much harder. Because it was a whole group needing to know how to see things differently and get beyond the two sides. It was tough. But the next day, after lots of reminders and people really trying, the third side started to come out. Clouds lifted, and people came together. And then they asked us, the younger generation in the room who was watching all this, what do you think? I said then, and I ask you now, with the scary ability we have to kill each other, with the conflicts we see in our schools, our families, our countries, and in the world. Are you really doing everything you can to stop the violence? Have you really exhausted all your ideas, your dreams, and ingenuity? My name is Jonathan. I'm 14 years old, and I am one of those you will be leaving this world to. And we really need to know.
Contact the Association for Global New Thought to learn more about the New Thought movement, global initiatives for peace, justice, and healing, and to discover opportunities to express your own spiritual calling.
There's nothing worth more that could ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. Tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves. My heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Oh, sing, Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Oh, come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord.
So we just move into that sacred, secret place of the Most High God. Moving into that presence that I call life, that I call God. I know that God is everywhere present, all-knowing, all-powerful. And right where I stand this morning, God is. And what I know is that God is present within each and every person within the sound of my voice. And so I just simply bless our service here at East Bay Church of Religious Science this morning, knowing that we are filled with the presence of God, the presence of life, the wisdom of God. And so I simply bless our time here. I bless Reverend Judy Ann, who will be our speaker this morning, knowing that she is filled with the presence of God, that the words of her mouth and the meditation of her heart inspires and uplifts, and lives are changed as a result of hearing and being in the presence of Reverend Judy Ann this morning. I'm grateful for all of those who have come today to make our service happen. Blessing our musical ministry, blessing our volunteers, the practitioners, and all of the other auxiliary departments of our center. I bless Reverend Celeste this morning, knowing that she is in her right and perfect place as she practices self-care and is surrounded with love wherever she may be this morning. So I know that there's inspiration this morning happening. There is love happening. There's joy happening. Peace happening right here, right now. And so I'm calling it good and very, very good. And I just simply let it be. And so it is.
Your presence, Lord.
Amen. Well, good morning, East Bay. Good morning. My name is Cindy Long, and I'm one of your licensed practitioners here at the East Bay Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you. And I would like to bring your attention to the practitioners at this time. We are a praying center here and believe in the power of prayer and the power of love and the power of God. And so we have practitioners in the sanctuary this morning holding what we call High Watch, and we are available for prayer after service in our prayer room, our meditation room, which is out in the fellowship hall. I'd like to invite you now, if you would, to please join me for the Declaration of Principles. We will stand, and you would find this Declaration of Principles in the seat in front of you. And I'd love for us to read this together with energy, with love, and with vigor. So, the Declaration of Principles. What we believe. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifested universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe in the ultimate goal of life to be in complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth that lives in close contact with the indwelling presence. We believe that the universal Spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this educative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. And so it is. So what I'd like to do now is to welcome everyone in to the sanctuary and to acknowledge our guest this morning. Do we have any visitors? I'd like to invite you to please stand. And you will receive a packet and a rose, which represents your beauty. So I'd like to invite you to remain standing, if you will, please. And East Bay, let's give our visitor a warm welcome by holding our hands up and blessing our visitors this morning. So, welcome to East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Welcome to East Bay Church of Religious Science.
We know who you are.
We know who you are.
You are an individualized expression of love.
You are an individualized expression of love.
Intelligence. And beauty. You are a special way that God is happening on this planet.
You are a special way that God is happening on this planet.
We thank God for you.
We thank God for you.
Welcome to East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Welcome to East Bay Church of Religious Science.
Welcome. So I want to share with you that we are a place, a center where regardless of your race, your creed, or sexuality, or gender identification, you are welcome here. Yes. We are a center of love and happiness and a wonderful community. So welcome this morning. So it is time for us to do our Season for Nonviolence quote, and it goes as follows. Follow 3 rules: respect yourself, respect others, and take responsibility for all your actions. I'm going to repeat it. Follow these 3 rules: respect yourself, respect others, take responsibility for all your actions. Yes. If we do this, we are in good shape. And in harmony with the universe. So it is time for us to welcome each other. I'd like to invite you to greet one another this morning, and nice hugs around the room.
Place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. Yes, we can reach out and touch somebody, reach out and touch somebody, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Reach out and touch somebody. Reach
So I'd like to invite you to begin to return to your seats. So I'd like to invite you to gently return to your seats and quietly center down so we can move forward with this wonderful service today. So now I'd like to call up Lynn Daniels, who will do our announcements. Our community opportunities.
Good morning, East Bay. Good morning. So this is going to be pretty quick because we have Queen Michelle in the house. And all these other wonderful musicians also. So I know that you're anxious to hear her, so I'm going to zip through our community announcements. So our first-time visitor, please come to the sound booth in the fellowship hall to receive your free CD for today's service. Yeah. Balance your mind, body, and soul at our midday meditation from 12:30 to 1 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, which will now be held in our prayer room. Okay. So midday meditation is really very, very nice quiet time in the middle of the day. Our East Bay Health and Wellness Ministry will be having its monthly meeting this Monday, February 25th from 6:30 to 8. For more information, contact Kawaza Amara at 363-8123. I don't know if Kawaza's here. Let's see, Kawaza. Okay. Along with being our special guest speaker at service today, Reverend Judy Ann Young will also be teaching the workshop, Every Step Counts. Run, Don't Walk, today from 1 to 3. There is a love offering of $25, so please plan on staying after service, after our potluck, and attend the workshop that Reverend Judy Ann is holding.
Amen.
Okay, so today after service, as I just said, we're having our monthly community potluck, and the results will be for us to leave here full from the message and with full bellies, and leaving after Reverend Judy Ann's workshop. Okay. Those interested in volunteering for the Nonviolent Communication Panel can attend the meeting on Wednesday, February 27th at 7:45 in the community room. Volunteers are needed for our Nonviolent Communication Panel, our Peace Vigil, the screening, and our Peace Concert. Please sign up at the Sacred Sava table today, which is in the Fellowship Hall. Attention serious artists. East Bay features various artists from our communities during First Fridays, and we would prefer to have our members and congregants' work take priority. We have gone outside to search for our March artist, but if you have work that you would like to feature in the Fellowship Hall this year, please email pictures of your work to mfcebcrs@gmail.com for review. We would love to offer your work for sale to the public, but you would handle the business aspects as well as your installation of your work. Okay. Howard Thurman Mysticism and Social Change class. Howard Thurman's vision and mentorship were instrumental in the struggle for freedom and justice. Through reading, discussion, audio, and video resources, the class will meet each Thursday in March at 6:30 p.m. Reverend Liza Rankow facilitates the class. It's going to be a fabulous class. Choir auditions. There is an open call audition for men's, women, and the mass choir on Saturday, March 9th from 11 to 1. Experienced soloists and choir members are invited to audition. Bring an instrumental track or be prepared to sing a song requested by the choir directors. Please see Vanessa Wynn for more information. Do you need to add anything? No? Okay. Arlene is going to talk about our 46th anniversary gala. And all of these community opportunities are in the bulletin, so please hold on to your bulletin. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. So as you know, we're celebrating 46 years as East Bay Community. Yeah. So if you take a minute to think about your story, your East Bay story, we all have one. How many people have been here more than 46 years? Who have been here 46 years? Yes. 20 plus years. 20 years or more. 10 years or more. 5 years. 6 months. I know we have some people that fit into all those categories. So I was thinking today, or actually a week, about what is my story? What keeps me coming back to East Bay? Is it the food? Yeah, that's good. Is it the message? That's good too. But for me, it's the community in love. It's the community of love. No, anywhere you go in here, there's love experiencing. So that's part of my story. So when you came in this day, you should have gotten something that said, My East Bay Story. What we want to do is take down the Black history 400 years and put our journey on that hallway. It can be in any form that you want. Pictures, poems, whatever. So starting next Sunday through September, we want to fill up that wall by year. So all you have to do is put your name on the paper, the year you attended, and your story. And we'll make that our history. We'll continue to carry on 50 years, 60 years, whatever. We've had some great ministers come before us. We all know Reverend E kind of set the mark, and we love her dearly. But we have to continue on. We're not going to forget the past. We're not going to bask in the present. We're going to look forward to the future. Are you with me on that? And in that celebration, we are offering up some great opportunities for us to come together and bring our friends back together. We're holding our 46th birthday gala at the Preservation Park, where many of us hooked up. We're going to go back there. We're going to have some food, some fun, some dancing, and just sharing our memories. And Pat Baxter will be in the bookstore talking about that. Tickets are on sale now. We have an early bird special that will close out tomorrow, so I would encourage you to get your ticket today. We're also doing a bus tour of where we started up and where we ended up. Sister Ida, I know you know that journey, so we want you to see you on the bus as well. And if you can't attend any of those, we are always open for your gift, your financial gift. So on the kiosk on the website, you are welcome to make a contribution because it all goes back into the East Bay story, which will continue on. Amen? Amen. I don't think you guys understand what 46 years means. You don't get it. Do you get it? I want to hear the enthusiasm around that. The date of the gala is August 10th. It's in your bulletin. Thank you for that. The bus tour is April 13th. And one thing I know that we're all very, very proud of, and we cannot forget, is our amazing music ministry. Yeah. So I'm going to introduce them because I was given a stole as an honorary member. I do sing a little. Before they sing, we do have I'm going to bring our friend Cindy Long back. I'm getting so excited, but go ahead. So I want to see you celebrating 46 years. All right?
So before the choir, mass choir, sings today, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker. So that she can enjoy the music and get into the feeling of the music, and we'll get all of that stuff out of the way. We have Reverend Judy Ann Davis Young, who will be speaking to us today. She is a native of Alaska. After spending over 23 years working for BP Oil on the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline, where she was a poster child for women in the non-traditional roles. Reverend Judy Ann hung up her hard hat and steel-toed boots and relocated to Las Vegas, Nevada, with her husband, Eddie, sweet Eddie Young. Reverend Judy Ann has a BA degree in Human Resources and Education from Alaska Pacific University and a master's degree in Consciousness Studies from Holmes Institute. Reverend Judy Ann is a Renaissance woman, yes she is, who has hiked through the rainforest in Ghana, West Africa, walked on the Great Wall of China, and gazed upon the vastness of the Grand Canyon, and rode Liberace, her motorcycle, across 32 states to raise money for breast cancer research. This is a bad sister. We are in for a treat. All of her personal experiences support her life purpose of inspiring and coaching others to awaken to their inherent knowledge and to align with their own unique, unlimited potential. Reverend Judy Ann is the assistant minister at the CSL Southern Nevada Church or Center, where she oversees the practitioner corps and teaches classes. She is a chaplain to several motorcycle organizations, particularly the Buffalo Soldiers, and is a mediator at the Clark County Neighborhood Justice Center. When Reverend Judy Ann isn't spending time with her husband and children, she is pursuing her interest in public speaking, storytelling, and quilting, and riding on her motorcycle. So, Reverend Judy Ann's motto is, "I am the one. No one came here to be me."
Now the war is not over and the victory isn't won. We must fight to the finish, and when it's all said and done, we'll cry glory. Oh, glory. Woo, woo, glory. Yeah. Day when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, oh, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Glory, yes, glory. I I hear the people say, glory, cry out glory, yes, glory, oh, glory, we're gonna say glory, oh, glory.
When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots we on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up. We have a special guest. But is she a guest? No. We have our Reverend Queen Michelle Jordan with us today. Let's send her some love.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Lots of love. Much more love. All your love.
God is good all
your love.
the time. All right. Lisa told me I could use her mic. You see this change? Okay. So, I'm honored right now to be musical director in San Jose Center for Spiritual Living, and this song was brought to me. However, I'm on hiatus now doing a musical celebrating the life and times of Sister Rosetta Tharpe. And her ministry was all about joy, all about celebrating the joy that is provided for us by this thing that is called God. So let us take a moment right now, because when I walked into the room, the choir is going to blow you out your seats. I just want you to know. So giving thanks to Lisa and Vanessa for their preparation as we sing for you this morning, 23rd Psalm, I Am Not Alone. Come on, choir. You know it says, the Lord is my shepherd. The Lord goes before me, defender behind me. Hey, hey, I won't fear. Yeah, minefield, I'm filled, my cup overflows. No weapon The highest form of praise, the highest form of praise. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. God's my comforter. Always, always, yes. Your victory, your victory, your victory lives within me, so I can walk in peace. Yes, we're celebrating the peace right now. Oh, East Bay Choir sang before you this morning. Oh, my comforter, God's my comfort, always holds me close. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Reverend Judy. Reverend Judy.
My, don't walk alone. Oh, I done got too excited there. I just wanted to tell you I don't walk alone. I'll sit down now. Let the church say amen. Amen.
All about flexibility in this world. Being able to turn on a dime, is that what they say? Listening in the silence, even in the stillness, everywhere you are, oh, everywhere you are. What am I to do? What am I to feel? I am like a child, and you walk with me still. Oh, what am I to do? And what am I to feel? I am like a child. Oh, and you are with me still, listening in the silence, even in the stillness,
Thank you, baby. Woo. I don't think y'all doing enough. Y'all give it up. Give it up. Well, after all that, all I need to say is, and so it is. We can go and do this benediction and get out of here. Oh, my soul has surrendered. I don't walk alone. Today, just a closer walk with thee. Ooh. Now, Reverend Michelle, I done told you about making me cry the ugly cry. I want to cry the cute cry where a tear fall every now and then. But this here getting ugly and my false eyelashes falling off, that ain't working for me. I'm at a loss for words. But I find one or two. I will find one or two. Well, I got a whole lot of paper up here, and I'm going to spread it out just because it makes me feel secure. And then I'm going to tell you what I tell you, and that may not be what's on any of this paper up here. So can y'all just stay in the boat with me? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Yes, right, baby. Y'all don't need to hear me in both ears. Just one of them. It wasn't that funny. Y'all just got some Laurel and Hardy in you. It was not that funny. You know, when Reverend Celeste invited me back, and thank you, East Bay. I don't know whose idea it was, but God, I'm going to say thank you. You're one of us. My cousins over there. You ever notice, you don't ever hear white people talking about their cousins, but everybody black folks know, oh, that's my cousin. What is that? We got more cousins than we do anything else. We might not know our mama, we might not know our daddy, but we know our cousins. Oh, we got some cousins. Anyway, that's another service. My cousin over there. A closer walk with thee. Back to what Reverend Celeste asked me, well, what are you going to talk about? And she sent me a copy of the song that they were going to sing. I will not walk alone. I'm not alone. And I listened to it and I said, ooh, a closer walk with thee. Now, I don't know about you, but I had a mother that wasn't real formally educated. But baby, when them old girls got together and started sending up their timber, it was as if you could see them walking with the Lord. And they do like this. Oh, it was a closer walk with thee. And it was all in here. So I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, hello, you spiritual genius. Oh, yes. Now, we all know about cognitive intelligence, physical intelligence, and Oprah is known for having emotional intelligence. But I'm going to tell you why we up in here today like this, feeling what we feeling and acting like we acting and running up here all out of tune and character. Baby, I shout out like a bullet. You know, I was ready to start speaking. We didn't need no more songs, but we did need that song. I just didn't. Never mind. I'm going to talk to you today about spiritual intelligence. Not spirituality. Spirituality is when you believe there is something happening or operating or making things happen outside of yourself. Oh, but spiritual intelligence is the ability to behave with wisdom and compassion while maintaining inner and outer peace. Ooh, see, that's what them old folks had. Spiritual intelligence. That's the ability. Now, if love was a bird, one wing would be wisdom and the other one would be compassion. And you got to have both of them to fly. See, spiritual intelligence is a whole nother, guess what? Measurable, quantifiable intelligence. It is your ability to be over here at East Bay and not forget where you came from. If you grew up, who grew up in the Baptist church? Oh, I see us up in here. Y'all know about bread of heaven, bread of heaven. Hey, feed me till I, won't no more. Who grew up in the Catholic church? Oh yeah, y'all done went in that little closet and said a whole lot of stuff. I never quite understood it. But y'all went in the closet and told folks. And if you went to the Methodist church or the Episcopalian church, we all came from all of that goodness. Hey, my favorite was the phone. Y'all know when they lift their dress up, they get it on one leg? Oh, the sanctified church. That's what I'm talking about. And somehow we have migrated over here to religious science. And just the fact that you came through that door tells me you are here about building your spiritual intelligence. You're seeking that inner peace. You have found the connection between your head and your heart, and you're rocking with that. It don't mean what you had before was all bad. You're just doing something new. You know, we did that because it worked for us until we said, I need a closer walk with thee. I need to know that God that's up in here. So I went to Ernest. You know, Ernest is Ernest Holmes, that is, in case y'all don't know. I went to see what Ernest had to say. Ernest wrote a book on the philosophy of Jesus. And he says Jesus had access to some kind of power that was available for every purpose. He had access to an intelligence that guided him in everything he did. And he had a deep inward peace and feeling of security that removed all confusion and doubt and uncertainty from his mind. That just about sounds like that description of spiritual intelligence, right? Now, some highfalutin lady by the name of Cindy Wigglesworth wrote a book called The 21 Traits of Spiritual Intelligence. Long time ago, Ernest peeped Jesus' whole card and said, Jesus had that. He had that closer walk with thee. And I'm going to show you, how does it show up here for us? You know, there are quadrants in our life where we operate. And spiritual intelligence has all these traits. But there's a few that I'm going to talk about in the fourth quadrant. And one of them is the ego. Ooh, we done got quiet because somebody's ego saying, now what she getting ready to say? Somebody's ego. Don't you listen to her. You do what I tell you to do. Amen. When you have the big self, which is your higher self, which Jesus had, that allowed you to have that closer walk with thee, you have that inner and outer peace. But when you have that little self, that little egoic self, that is always trying to jump in the driver's seat, that will drive you, baby, that ego will have you doing things, it'll have you snapping every day. But the fact that you're in here, even if you're not calling it spiritual intelligence, you are aware of how the ego operates. Now, the ego is necessary. The ego is a great navigator. See, but you can't let them drive, because they be running you into stuff. Oh, you're gonna have more head-on collisions if the ego's in the driver's seat. You got to put the ego in the passenger seat, and he's gonna tell you when you're getting close to something. But don't listen and take the ego's recommendation on how you ought to deal with that, because you know what? Jack gonna jump out the box if you do. That's what the ego does. But that higher self, that spiritual knowing, that closer walk with thee is going to keep you in a place where you can respond from love. And I'm going to be real serious right now. Where we are as a nation, we really, really need to do some spiritual weightlifting. Because there are lots of opportunities for the ego to get kicked in and want to throw down. But it doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve the planet. It doesn't serve our community. And I don't care who live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. See, I ain't calling nobody's name. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. I don't care who lives there. We don't need to always clap back.
Amen.
See, that's how drama gets started. If you want to stop it, when they start clapping and your ego wants to raise your hand, take your hand down. Then they just doing this, they waving. Doesn't mean you need to get in the wave. Just take your hand down. When you want to have a closer walk with thee, and it's about building that spiritual intelligence. We all come here with it to a small degree, but it's our job, it's our duty, it's our desire, the reason you here, to be accountable and take responsibility and to start moving in a direction where our higher self is in the seat. But see, you got to take baby steps. Oh, it's like going to the gym. You can't have not been to the gym in years and run up in there and grab no 100-pound barbell. You better start with that 3-pound barbell and make it look good. When you building and doing that spiritual weightlifting, oh baby, you got to flex it and appreciate it, because the more you do the spiritual weightlifting, the more often your higher self will be engaged. Now, initially, you will have those moments and you'll stop and breathe. And you'll say, this is not about me. And you'll come from a place of love and compassion. And you'll say, okay, and move on. It'll start to happen and it'll start to feel good. And then the more you lift the small weight, you're going to end up, you got a 5-pound, you got a 10-pound. Then you start backing up to the mirror, seeing if you got any. Oh, yeah, I'm lifting now. Oh, you're going to be curling then. You ain't ready for the bikini, but you're going to be curling that spiritual mind. You're going to be ready to curl because you realize that you are changing. You are loving differently. And that's what this whole journey is about. We look at people like Gandhi and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Mother Teresa and Mother Claire out of New York City. Y'all know who Mother Claire is? Okay. That's what they had, was spiritual intelligence. They could not only see an overview from their perspective, they had the ability to have an overview from others' perspective. And when you put some love on compassion, it's going to work. But how do we get there from where we are? Well, let's take Jesus, for example. Let's go to the book of Matthew. You know, I like to throw a little bit of stuff in there about JC and the boys. See, Jesus had fed the 5,000. And he decided he needed to go up to the mountaintop and pray and meditate. He had to work on some things. So all his homeboys, the 12 disciples that is, they were in the boat. And Jesus was way up there on the mountaintop. And they looked up. Now this is what it say in Matthew. I wasn't there, but I got it on good authority. They said Jesus was walking on the water. And you know, Peter, Jesus, is that you? If it's you, Jesus, call me to you. Yes. And what did Jesus do? He called Peter to him. Peter got out of the boat. And this is us. We do all the spiritual weight training. We pray, we meditate. Jesus, just give me a clear sign. Don't play with me. I need, just let that third book fall off the shelf and I know that you really hear me. I'm not the only one that say, don't talk to me in code. Give me a clear sign so I know what this is really you. Y'all don't see. I'm the only one that know about that. Okay, but go with me on this. So the book fall off the shelf. Peter steps out the boat. And he's walking on the water. And what happens? The wind comes up. We are walking. We've asked God to deliver us from this job that we absolutely hate. And we leave it and we say, Lord, I'm going to trust you. And we step out the boat of security and we claim we're going to have a closer walk with thee. And we start walking as soon as a breeze comes up. What do? We want to run back and jump in the boat. And Jesus caught Peter as he started to go down and he lifted him up. That's a critical point there. Because that story is about me and it's about you. Yes, yes. How many times have we asked for directions? How many times have we asked for signs? Yes. How many times have we asked for the Lord to move something out of our life? Yes, yes. And as soon as the breeze, it don't even have to be a good breeze. Somebody just open the window and then we run back over there jumping in the boat. We don't even need a big breeze. Just a little breeze. But when you strengthen your spiritual intelligence and you get that closer walk with thee, you just, sometimes as I said, Lord, I just got to stand here and let you love me. See, that's what we need to do. My invitation to you is, in those moments when you have stepped out of the boat that you knew you were ready to get out of, and the window opens and a little breeze come in, and you want to run back, just stand there and let God love you. That's it. You don't need to do anything. Just be there. And sometimes God has to see if you really want what you said you want. Amen. Well, God needs to see if it is what you said you really want. If you really say, Lord, just let me get up and drink this celery juice every morning, and you walk in the kitchen and there's an apple fritter. Now I know I'm the only one that happens to. And you gotta creep past it and say, Lord, I need to take better care of this temple. And the only way I can have a closer walk with thee is I gotta be here.
Yes. Amen.
See, if I don't take care of this temple, I'm not going to have a walk with anybody. And sometimes it means passing up something, passing up people,
yes,
and conditions and circumstances. It means you have to trust. Now, here is the thing about the ego. When you allow the ego to navigate for you, the ego is necessary, because the ego will keep you doing this, correcting. And you have to do that.
yes,
When they talk about these spiritual steps, they're not so foreign to us, because how many of y'all pray and meditate? Anybody sit and contemplate? Just sit and be quiet. When you can see it in your mind's eye, you can bring it forth out here. That's all it requires. We're making this a whole lot harder than it needs to be. And I'm going to tell you what they won't tell you about your intelligence quotient and your emotional intelligence and your physical intelligence. Your spiritual intelligence is what make all the rest of that go around. And the good thing about spiritual intelligence, it is not attached to any religion.
amen,
It is neutral,
amen,
yet it is faith related.
yes, amen,
See, some folks don't understand. They think going to church is going to save them from something. It just gives you something to do on Sunday morning between 10 and noon. Because the real work you need to do, oh, it's going to occur outside that door. Your spiritual intelligence is not going to get so tested up in here. But when you get out there and you have to deal with somebody you really don't care for, this is how you're going to make that first step. They know you don't care for them. But when you are striving for spiritual intelligence, you allow your higher self to rise above that. And you speak with a smile. And you do it day after day until one day you can feel the joy. And then that's when you know those curls that you've been doing, they're working. They are working. But you have to do it. Nobody's going to give it to you. You have to do your own spiritual work. If you have not taken any classes over here, and you still blaming your ex-husband, your ex-wife, your former boss, it's time for you to get in the driver's seat with your higher self. Because see, your ego will have you believing everybody did it to you. Well, look what they did to me. Yeah, it happened at my last job and the job before that. So, I'm going to ask the ignorant question. When is it going to get to be your responsibility? And this is the thing about spiritual intelligence, and as you build it, walking this journey, getting and having a closer walk with thee, that's what the old folks had. They didn't have fancy words. They didn't know nothing about no namaste and so it is. They ain't know all of that, baby. They really didn't. They just said, ooh, honey, you know, I just prayed all night long. I had to sit with it all night long. See, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but it's a habit. It's a habit. You can't exercise today and not do anything tomorrow, next week. Well, I'll do 60 minutes today of spiritual exercise. I'm going to be real loving today. And this will hold me till I get back here next Sunday. No. Because here's what happens with any muscle, a physical muscle, a spiritual muscle, an emotional muscle. You exercise it and it rips that muscle. And then when you are resting, that muscle repairs itself and it gets stronger. Anybody ever done any training in here? Yeah, you come back and you be like, ooh, I'm so sore. And they tell you, keep going. So keep going. You got to keep lifting that weight. And that weight is getting your ego out of that driver's seat. And the more you get it out of this driver's seat, the less it will be, it'll look at you and say, oh, okay. I already know. Don't even try to get in that seat. Your higher self. That's where Jesus and MLK, and I'm going to tell you somebody else that had it, because I watched this man for 8 years and I was like, he a better man than most. Barack Obama. You're talking about a closer walk with thee. This man had such a closer walk with thee that they could call his wife a monkey and he wouldn't even flinch. Call my dog a monkey and see what happens. Oh, I'm going to have to work to keep Jack in the box, baby, because my Jack in... That's another service. That's another service. Oh, we're going to be setting it off. You see what I'm saying? You have got to exercise that muscle. And I'm not saying you got to. But if you want the inner peace and the outer peace to come together, to support you, to have the life of your dreams, you have to do your own work. Yes. Now, there are some other steps around this spiritual closer walk with thee, this spiritual intelligence. And the first step, and I had this experience recently, before I had read the book. I had an experience, and looking back, I did exactly what the book told me to do. And I didn't even know it. But what I felt afterwards was phenomenal. I was, short story, I was at a friend's house and there were 16 women and we were playing cards in the afternoon. And my partner and I were going to sit here. And this lady comes up. She sits down over here. I said, oh, my partner is sitting there. Well, I'm sitting here now. You're going to have to move. Y'all seeing Reverend Judy Ann. But I had this altar either called Jay Weezy. So I had to take a deep breath. And I just stopped. And I looked at her from a place of compassion and love. And I said, no problem. And I moved. That's called spiritual intelligence activated. Moving and doing something. Because I'd have seen today, we'd still be discussing that. But when you, and I didn't think anything about it, I just moved from that. And I went on and, you know, we actually had a lot of fun. And I actually made it my business to be extra kind to her. See, that's the higher self. Michelle Obama said it best. They go low, we go high. That's what spiritual intelligence is about. The hostess, a good friend of mine, called me a week after the event. She said, I have a question for you. And I said, what is it? And she went to Sacramento CSL. She lives in Vegas now. And Elsie says, one of the ladies at my party told me that she noticed an encounter between you and someone else, and how someone else kind of told you, well, you're going to have to move. And she was so proud, and she spoke of how you handled it with such grace. That grace, that acknowledgement was a whole lot more valuable to me than going to that place of ugliness. Spiritual intelligence using it, allowing it to drive you through life, allows you to have inner peace. Because as you already know, once you get, as I call, out of character and you act ugly, that sits with you. And you are wearing that in your face, you're wearing it in your posture, and you're walking around shaking your head. Oh, I wish a joker would. I'm not the only one that if they had said that to me. No. To have a closer walk with thee, baby, you got to be in harmony with the divine. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. It doesn't mean that you don't have a lapse moment when one of your kids call you and they say something stupid. You get a spiritual bypass moment in there. Yeah, you're not going to get it straight 100% of the time, but you're going to strive for 96. That's still an A. When you go to the family reunion and that person that you really don't care for, you're going to learn to deal with these people and be like Jesus. See, that's what it is. I love what Ernest Holmes says about Jesus. He says that Jesus was a lot like us, except for his spiritual intelligence. And I'm looking for the quote. Y'all stay with me. Say, I can't do all this paper. Where is Jesus? Where are you? I know you're right here. Jesus would do his thing. Here he is. Here you go. The first thing we should learn is that Jesus believed himself to be one with God. And he believed that the divine presence was right where he was. He communed with his presence through prayer and meditation until it was the most real thing to him in life. It is the miracle of the answer to prayer. It is the miracle of life itself. We need to believe that you and I, so little and so alone, do have access to a power that has the possibility of making everything in our lives happy and harmonious if we cooperate with it. If we cooperate with it. The operative word is, are you willing to cooperate with the divine presence? Are you willing to have those moments when it rears up? Because it is going to rear up. Oh, Jack is going to jump out the box. But you take a deep breath. You stop. You seek understanding. And sometimes, here's the key. I'm going to give you permission to do this. Sometimes you say, I understand your point. My other line is ringing. Can I call you right back? Sometimes you need to just stick a pin in it. Step over here and pray. We don't need to respond to everything. There are steps to this thing called life. I made those steps that have led me all across the world. She said in my bio about being a poster child in the oil industry. You can only imagine integrating an industry, and they didn't tell you were doing that. You get there, and I'm just kind of like a little kid, oh, hi, oh, these people are so nice, and I got out to the job, and I'm looking, there's no one here that looks like me. No other women around, no other black folks. And then it's like, you talking about teaching you to walk with the Lord? Oh, baby, you got to get all cuddled up. You got to pray and cry and pray and know and meditate and see something different. they talk about a worldview. You got to try to twist your neck around to see what are they seeing when they look at me. See, that's what our ancestors did.
Yes.
That's why we still around here. Whether you be Latino, Irish, Italian, American Indian, African American, Latino, I don't care where you came from. Your people had to come through that. They had to come through that with wisdom and grace and love. That's that closer walk with thee. Yes. And it ain't no big, baby, you got to make little baby steps like this until you have strengthened your wings. Then you can run on and fly. But you're going to do a lot of walking and taking baby steps. So my invitation is take the baby steps. Do the prayer, do the meditation. Allow the work of Jesus, allow the work of Ernest Holmes to support you. Don't clap back, especially in today's America. We are called upon to be something totally different. Amen. Our ancestors are shaking their head, wondering how did we lose so much ground. I'm here to tell you, when you really get with a closer walk with thee, we're going to get all that ground back. Amen. It ain't what they call you, baby, it's what you answer to. Amen. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Oh, they called me a whole lot of things. But the only thing I answered to was Miss Jude. Yeah. I've been gone from that field 20 years, and they say, you know Miss Jude? Yeah, I know her. That's what I answered to. So as you're making that closer walk with thee, if you find yourself sometimes doing that Catholic prayer, it's okay. If you gone down to the Baptist church, to the mourner's bench, y'all don't know nothing about the mourner's bench, and you find yourself praying, Lord, just help me make it through the night. It's okay. Strengthen your spiritual intelligence. Lift the weight until your wings just go up and you fly. Ooh, I done see it way too much. They're going to put me out and I'm not going to get invited back. But y'all my cousins, so I get to come back. I love you. And I'm going to tell you just how Ernest believed what he said. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm going to say this and I'm going to walk down to my seat. We read these declarations and Ernest said, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. God lives in you. Amen. Tell that genius sitting next to you, thank you for being so spiritually intelligent.
Can you do the treatment?
Yes. Back at you. I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm going to do this prayer as I shed this tear. This is truly a closer walk with thee for me. I had to get in relationship with the divine. And I'm glad that I'm here. And I'm glad that you're here. I can witness the love in you, and I hope you can see it in me. So I'm going to invite you. I was told that there were some folks on the prayer list, and I don't know who they are, but this is what I'm going to say. Oh, Oh, am I supposed to just pray over the box? Okay. Help me out. What do I do? Oh, just pray. Oh, I can do that. I was ready to pick the box up. Yes, Lord. My God, I invite you to just go within where your spiritual intelligence is screaming. I hear you, I see you. I see and feel your higher self. How good it is to know that the divine is right here, right now at East Bay, expressing in, through, and as each one of us. How sweet it is to know that the music that flows through this sanctuary flows to the very core of who we are. And as I stand here holding this prayer box, Lord, I don't need to know what its contents are. What I need to know is that my higher self holds all that are within this box to my bosom with love and compassion. As I hold each one of you with love and compassion, that at whatever you are going through, just have a closer walk with thee. Just allow your spiritual intelligence to put your ego in the passenger seat. Allow love and compassion and wisdom to guide your every step. So I pray for the growth, the strength, the love, the compassion that is East Bay. I pray for Reverend Celeste. I pray for the musicians, the greeters, the ushers, the choir members, and all of you. I know that in this America, we are spiritually intelligent enough to rise above any circumstance and or condition, because we are the divine's children, in whom it is well pleased. And so together we simply say, and so it is. Thank you, baby.
Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Wow. Spirit moving through Reverend Judy Ann today. Thank you so much. It's time now for giving Reverend Judy Ann some love. Let's give her some more love, East Bay. East Bay, we are doing this a little bit backwards, but I want to ask you to raise your hands. We're going to send her home and through her workshop with a whole lot of love. So what I want you to do is to say, Reverend Judy Ann, we recognize you. We know who you are. You are an individualized expression of love, intelligence, and beauty. You are a special way that God is happening on this planet. We thank God for you. And thank you for your message today. God bless you. So it's time for our offertory giving, and I'd like to invite the ushers to ready themselves as we move into prayer. So how good it is to acknowledge the abundance, the prosperity, the love, the joy, the goodness of God. So I just simply bless this offering today, knowing that it is pressed down and overflowing to do its good in our community of East Bay Church of Religious Science, as well as in the greater community. And so I just simply say, thank you, God, thank you, life, and I let this be. And so what I'd like to do now is to let the live streamers know that you can also give by texting 5. Okay, hold on 1 second, because I want y'all to know. I want you to text the right thing. So you're going to text TIDE 50155 to East Bay. And you can also use the kiosk out in the fellowship hall to make your donations. Thank you. So we just say thank you, life, thank you, Spirit, thank you, God, for the offerings that have been brought forth today, knowing that they are a blessing to the giver and to the receiver. And so it is. Amen. So we have the pleasure of bringing our children aboard up front. We have Stacy today. What you put?
Right here, on this step. Right there. All right. Ooh. Good morning. Good morning. We had fun today. Our children are showing up. I asked, who's going to speak? And I started the conversation to say, well, you could do this, you could do that. And then somebody else said, I want to do, there's not enough parts. And I said, you guys work it out. So I'm just going to hand the mic over, and they are going to tell you what we did today. You want to start? Okay. Dominic is going to start.
Okay.
Oh, and that was the start. Yes.
Nice job, Dominic.
What is the season of nonviolence? A season of nonviolence is an international grassroots movement dedicated to demonstrating that nonviolence is a powerful way to heal, transform, and empower our lives and our communities. It is observed annually during the 64 days between the assassination anniversaries of the peacemakers Mahatma Gandhi on January 30th and Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th. The celebration of the season for nonviolence began in 1997. In the coming 10 weeks, we will be learning about the lives of 4 peace heroes: Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and Jesus. Okay. Infinite Spirit, we give thanks for our family, our church family, and all the love between us. Amen. Divine love through me, blessings and
blesses and
multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Pass the basket. Say your name.
Thank you, Tyree.
All right.
Tell us what you learned today. This is Xander.
Hi.
Okay, let's just stretch out our hands and let the children know we love them. We love you.
We love you.
We see you.
We see you.
We know who you are.
We know who you are.
And we support you unconditionally.
And we support you unconditionally.
And so it is.
Thank you. So, just love the energy of the children, right? Yeah. What I'd like to do now is I want to remind you of Reverend Judy's workshop that'll be taking place today right after service. There are flyers in the foyer, and please join her for the workshop. We're also having our potluck today. So go and get some delicious food out there and enjoy yourself in fellowship. So I'm going to invite Reverend Judy Ann now to bring us our benediction.
Absolutely. Can I ask you all to please stand and touch the shoulder of someone near you? We're going to just touch in agreement. Now, don't be feeling on them too long. We'll have none of that in here. So as we release this morning's service, we take the nuggets of truth, insight, love, wisdom, and compassion with us, and we carry it out into the world. We make a difference everywhere we go, recognizing that as you are the face of God, so is each person you meet. The homeless guy on the corner, the guy standing in the suit. They may be a skinhead or a drag queen. It matters not. We're all God's children, and for that I am grateful. I'm speaking to your higher self. I am bidding you to continue to have a closer walk with thee. And so it is. Amen.